Ozzy, hi.
Ozzy Insider. Hi, Mama.
Ladies, nice to see you all.
Hi, Ozzy.
I really appreciate that you sparked this up because I was about to do the same thing. Because I
Oh, we
have,
beat you to it.
right, well done, guys. So I just had somebody send me a message, a audio message that they're in tears, they're very upset. And I think I just wanted to add, this is what I was going to actually start a stream up about, just to comfort people. But I think I would like to just add to all of the brilliant information that you girls are providing right now. If you're hang on, let me just gather my thoughts here. The internet's a rough place, all right? It is for everybody. It's not just for creators. It's a rough place for everybody. And I think you need to take care of your mental health first. If you're at the point where something is going on that's upsetting you to the point where you're in tears, I think you need to turn the internet off and just take some downtime. Like, the internet will still be here doing all its nasty bullshit that it's always done when you come back. So, like, you're not missing out on anything. And the topic will probably change very quickly because it's also very fleeting what people are complaining about or saying about you or whatever. So I just wanted to comfort people who are feeling that way, that it's actually pretty normal that you're feeling that way, but it's also a sign that you need to turn the internet off for a little bit.
Take a break.
Take a break. Take some downtime. It'll still be here when you come back. You won't be missing out on much. And the topic will probably
We'll
change.
still be here. Yeah, right.
And that can be tricky because some people, like I'm not personally, some people are just drawn to know what's going on. So, but that can actually make you feel worse because you can't control what anyone else is saying or doing, whether it's about you or about a situation. You know, you just can't. So if knowing and hearing things are distressing for you, there needs to be a way. I do it where you don't even go there because those people will say whatever they're going to say or do whatever they're going to do, whoever the people are. So yeah, if you can put that boundary in place for yourself, even if it's not getting off the internet entirely, Ozzy, but maybe steering away from where you're feeling like the toxicity is coming from, and go to somewhere that's feel good for you, another channel that you have a fondness for that maybe isn't going to give you those same feelings. That would be my advice.
Absolutely. That's perfect segue into the next thing I was going to say, actually. That you have a choice, you know, like, as a creator who's been around the ridges for at least a couple of years, I'm not going to say I'm experienced. I still got a lot to learn, but I do know that there's these gutter trash type channels. I've come across them. I actually started there in the gutter with these channels way back, and you can make the choice. You can watch the material that channel is putting out, and you can make a decision. Is this a gutter channel? Is this a channel that's going to be bad for my mental health? And if it is, you can move on. And I can suggest dozens of channels where you can pull back, and it's perhaps your own getting too involved is part of it. But if you want to pull back, I can suggest Mikey O's channel. He's a great creator who he's less on the interactive side, but he still covers the same topics with the same passion that we do. So that's that chapter. There's also oh my gosh, because I was going to name them all, they're all going to fall out of my head now. Crime Weekly, which is yep, they're wonderful. Again, right. Again, they take a responsible approach to the information that they're putting out. They may not always be right, but they're responsible. And when I say responsible, I'm talking about not re-victimizing the victims of crime. I mean, that's a really important thing that we all need to take into account. When we're talking about a crime and then we want to blame a family member because we suspect it might be a family. There's a lot of channels, a lot of these gutter channels that are doing this kind of thing. They think they've solved the crime. They go around, you'll be familiar with JLR turning up screaming in Karen's face during the trial. That's one of the gutter channels that I'm talking about.
That's one you want to stay away from for sure. Yeah. In my opinion.
There's dozens of them. There's dozens of them. His is probably one of the biggest, which is why I mentioned it, but there are dozens of them. And so by choosing your own content, what you're taking in, you're choosing, this is what my mental health is capable of. So I'm going to take in this type of content this way because right now that's what I need and it suits my mental abilities. Not everybody has the same mental abilities. Some of us have thicker skins than others. Some of us didn't start out with thick skins, but we learnt to have them along the way. So I just wanted to make sure that just from the viewer perspective, that you're choosing to consume material that is not upsetting you, that is within your mental abilities, rather than just taking things in because you just want to know everything. like measure it for yourself and take care of your own mental health first.
Can totally agree, Ozzy. I had a bit of an epiphany, I think it was yesterday, about things and how chats can potentially be easily derailed. So I wouldn't mind just giving you a TED talk on that one, everyone. If anyone's in the chat and they're feeling like, this doesn't feel good, this feels icky to me, this doesn't feel great to me, this has been a sidestep from the hype and the vibe to something kind of like a pylon. There's a way that any one of us, it doesn't have to be a mod, you don't have to be a member. If you are true to yourself and think, I don't like how this is going, it's so simple to just say no. No, we're not going there. I just had that epiphany. So thanks for making the TED Talk.
I'll add to that too. Like with creators, I've been around the true crime community for a really long time, and I've noticed, like with certain creators like that were talked about earlier, they like all the negativity because it brings a lot of people to their yard and it brings a lot of people and they feed off each other, whatever. But if, in my opinion, if you're like any type of upstanding creator, you're gonna shut that shit down if you see it. The sometimes creators such as we'll say JLR, or is it JRL? I don't know, whatever. He antagonizes it and welcomes it and makes it worse and perpetuates this thing, and it takes a life of its own. And that's just as bad as sending someone an email telling them to unalive themselves. There's a fine line between like joking and having a good laugh at things. Like me, like if you see up at the top of the thing, it says Amy's new boob job. Like that's fucking hilarious, right? Because
That was
that's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke. It's not being mean. But if someone was like, it's all in what you say and how you say it. And there is just some people out there with really bad intentions, and people have to watch what they say because words fucking matter.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wanted to add to that too. There were a lot of people making fun of Jen's tooth after she testified, which I kind of found distasteful. I don't like the woman at all. You only need to look at my channel once to know that I have no fondness for that woman at all. She's got a lot of downsides that we can easily point out without worrying about what her teeth look like. And I say that for someone who's actually having teeth problems right now and trying to get it all fixed up, which is why you see an avatar most of the time, right? But it's exactly as Amy was saying, I don't give a rat's ass what you think about Pleven's man boobs, like it's the things that he says that we're concerned about and why he's saying them. That's what we're concerned about. So that's what you'll know when I have a go at Pleven. It's generally a Goat Boy skit because he was friends with John O'Keefe, and he does take notice of what the guy's saying and how dumb it sounds when it comes out his mouth. So we're focusing on the content that is the issue to us and not the person, the body shaming, all that sort of stuff. You'll never hear me saying someone's fat or someone's got crooked teeth, or you'll never hear that out of my mouth because that's not what I'm here for. The people that I do have a go at, like the Valentinus dude, it was what he said. It wasn't what he looked like. It wasn't what he the way we didn't actually see him on screen, so it wasn't even how he acted. It was the things that he said, and I was calling out the things that he said. So same thing with Sean McDonough. A lot of people said to me, well, Sean McDonough must be suffering from some sort of mental health crisis, but he's not. We always knew he didn't like Turtle Boy. So I came into this case at the point where Turtle Boy was getting arrested, like days before he actually got uh, arrested and thrown in jail. So, and I knew from that point that Sean McDonough didn't like him. I knew that from the beginning. And so it's not a mental health issue. It's just that he didn't like him. We all accepted
the turtle derangement syndrome, what they call it, right? It's like all of a sudden everyone turns and it gets ugly when they don't like Aiden or somebody else. They start going for the jugular. Yeah.
Right. So if you've got a problem with what someone says, I have no dramas if you raise that. I didn't like that person said that. Doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you. It might, if it's going to impact the Free Karen Reid movement as such, then I'll probably will call it out when there's that connection to the movement or something that could backfire on Karen herself. Yes, I will call that out. But I may not agree with, you saying I didn't like blah, blah, saying blah, blah. Or I may agree with you. It doesn't really matter. But if we're calling out the things that the person is saying and the essence of what they're saying and why that thing is bothersome, then I got no problem with it. So there is a difference. I'm just sort of addressing some of the comments in the audience about picking on Plevin or picking on Sean. We're not necessarily picking on them. It's if you want to say those things and come out with it, then you need to expect that we're probably going to counter those things, especially when it reflects on the issues that we're trying to deal with.
I mean, I get a lot of shade. I get a lot of hate in my comments on my appearance a lot, and I've had creators months ago like rip into me about everything that I look like, and honestly, it doesn't bother me, but because I would be more offended if they were passing judgment on my character and my integrity and things like that, which is not negotiable. But I'm not like some people might find that very triggering and very distressing. That could have been the thing. Like it's almost guaranteed that every single thing where my face is on the screen, that someone would go, "What the fuck is wrong with your lips?" And I'm like, "Well, what's wrong? Where's your manners, man? Like nothing. Like
you're a smoke show, so let's just put that to bed." You're absolutely beautiful inside. No. But I'm saying inside and out. And a lot of times when people are coming at you, a lot of times it can be jealousy, and it has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the nasty shit.
What's happening with this community is really not unusual as far as how YouTube communities generally unfold.
Right.
You've always got your little troublemakers who want to be mods and want to stick their noses into everything. They're always there, and they're always stirring trouble because that's, their lives are probably made of chaos and they're just not comfortable unless there's some chaos involved. But then you've also got your viewers who take things to heart. These are the personality differences that you get in a large community like this. These are all very common things. There's nothing unusual about the way the community is unfolding. It's all pretty normal humans humaning, basically. But it's how we support each other and how we draw our own lines, as Amy was saying, understanding our own mental health and the capacity that we can take in.
Yeah.
It's also being aware that how the community behaves, like being in tune with your community. I think Brian was talking about this on X Spaces the other day. Being in tune with your community and giving the community what it wants are sometimes two completely different things. I have a very small portion of my community who don't want any drama spoken about at all, whether it's to do with the Karen community or not. And it's like, well, I'm always going to be my authentic self on screen. I'm not going to change my authentic self to suit a crowd, a small crowd, large crowd, whatever. So I
Right.
think that those are important things to note. Watch how your community is behaving, as Shorty pointed out. Pull it up when it needs to be pulled up. Get rid of the mods who are causing the trouble.
Amen.
You're going to rotate mods like all the time with your channel, and they can get upset about it, but they need to have a think about what they were doing to lose their modship in the first place, or just go and get upset about it. Your choice. But you're going to rotate mods all the time. You're going to rotate audience all the time. None of those things you should be taken to heart. These are very common things. Humans be humans, you know. People pretend like the internet is a different side of human behavior. It's not. It's our true sides. Really, even if you're hiding behind a mask, or you're hiding behind an avatar, as I do, or you're hiding behind a fake account, humans are still going to human, and they do it in real life just as much as they do it on the internet. So I think that from the creator's perspective, when you're watching what's going on with your audience, you're not necessarily getting involved in the shenanigans that are going on. You're watching who's doing what, so that you know who you can trust in your audience to do the right thing, and you're not putting mods into a position of containing the behavior of other people when they can't contain their own behavior, and just making sure that the flow of your chat is on topic. That some people get upset with me about trying to keep them on topic. If you've got a guest up and your guest is talking about, I don't know, we've got a guest coming up talking about changing the Witness Intimidation Institute, and then my audience is not respecting the guest and not listening to the guest, and they want to talk about, well, Turtle Boy said blah 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 5 years ago. What do you think of that? It's like, stay on topic, have respect for the people that you're watching, have respect for our guests, and keep on topic. That all of that sort of it helps you to choose who are responsible in your audience and who actually cares about you and your channel, and who's not there for any of those reasons.
And
Doesn't mean
not for nothing, like if you don't like what the creator has to offer, then there's a million other creators that you can go find that will fit your bill.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Stop causing trouble because
Press
it's not fitting your respect people. Exactly, respect. Thank you, Aussie.
press the stop button. Like, you're only one person who is in control of the play and the stop button, and it ain't us. It's you. So if you don't like something that creator is putting out, whether it be a live stream or a video, just press the stop button. It's really freaking easy. You've got control of what you're watching. Nobody forces you to watch any channel, but you also have control over not just that video that you're pressing play or stop on, but the creators that you follow. If that creator, if you find yourself in an emotional turmoil after every stream or during every stream, turn it off, move on. It's really easy. You're in control. Sorry, I have I'm going to sign out now, but I really just wanted to make some points from the audience's perspective. I know you girls have been talking about the creator's perspective, but I did want to throw a few points in there from the audience's perspective, and I'll shut up now.
Oh.